Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yaneli and today we're going to get right into it. We're going to make a really easy Dutch baby, which I had no idea what it was until I actually looked up pictures on Pinterest, and it looked really good. They're like these golden brown, round, fluffy skillet pastries, I guess. And I did some research, and they're actually a type of a German pancake. They come from a runny batter, so you basically want to make your batter in a blender or in a NutriBullet, and then that way your batter is really smooth. There's no little bits or chunks of dough that will ruin the fluff and the consistency of your pancake. They are really easy to make. In total, it probably takes like 25 minutes. It is super light and airy. I was actually really worried because I thought it was going to be like a really heavy, like buttery, sort of like too much on the dessert side. You can eat them as desserts if you want. I saw a lot of really yummy looking pictures that actually had scoops of ice cream on the Dutch babies, so I think I want to try that. During peach season, I love peaches, so maybe some grilled peaches with vanilla ice cream would be really good on top. In today's recipe, I used fresh berries from my farmer's market, so if you have any fruit that you want to use up and you want to make it into a really yummy, airy, fluffy, light sort of pancake type of thing, then maybe this is for you. If you end up making this, please make sure you tag me. My username is Yabelli on Instagram, so if you do make it, I would love to see some pictures. That is all I have to say about Dutch babies. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments. As always, I have all of the required shopping list for the recipe in the description box below, and I hope that you really enjoy this, so let's get to it. So to start this recipe, we're going to pour out half a cup of milk. I accidentally poured out a whole cup for the original recipe, but since I halved the entire thing because I was only making it for myself, I ended up pouring half of the milk that I poured out back into the original container. I'm going to pour my half cup of milk straight into my NutriBullet container. If you don't have a NutriBullet, you can just put it into a blender. I just like that the NutriBullet is a lot easier to wash and it's less of a hassle to deal with than a big blender. Up next, we have 2 whole eggs that we're just gonna crack and drop into that very same container. Up next is just a half teaspoon of salt. Not too much, I didn't measure it out, I just kind of eyeballed it. So I actually started going to my farmer's market religiously on Saturday mornings, and I always pick up a tray of these mixed berries. They usually last me throughout my entire work week, and they're so tasty. They taste way better than the store-bought ones. Now we're going to measure out half a cup of flour. If you want to make this recipe for more people, as long as you have equal amounts of flour to milk, you are all set. So here I'm just going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to pour that into my NutriBullet container. And then later on you'll see that I'm going to melt another 2 tablespoons of butter.
So as you can see, the center of the butter wasn't fully melted, so I'm just shaking it so that the hot butter melts the solid butter. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it into the NutriBullet container. I'm gonna close it up and I'm going to blend it for about a minute, or until you see that there are no chunks in the batter. You want it as runny and smooth as possible. While I wait for the butter to melt, I am just cleaning up my area. When I have a clean area, I can think better. I feel like my food comes out better and I'm less stressed out when I'm doing something that involves a bunch of small steps. Now here are the other 2 tablespoons of butter. So I'm going to go ahead and melt these last 2 tablespoons as well. Once they are melted, I am going to pour that into the skillet. I'm going to turn the skillet so it gets evenly coated, and then I'm going to place the skillet in the warming oven so that the skillet warms up, and then once the butter in the skillet is bubbling, you can go ahead and take out the skillet and place it on the stove. Please don't forget your oven mitts because it is really hot. So after my butter bubbled up, I brought out my skillet, I carefully set it on the stove, and I poured in the batter. You'll see the batter immediately start to bubble. That is totally fine, totally normal. Once you pour in the batter, put the skillet back into the oven and you are going to bake for about 15 minutes or until it's nice and golden brown on top. Now for the best part. I put some powdered sugar on first, and then I started dropping my berries on top. If you don't like berries or you don't have berries, you can slice up any other fruit that you have and you can just drop it right on top. It really doesn't matter. You can put whatever your preferred morning fruits or berries that you like on top. And there you have it. It's easy as pie. It really doesn't take much time and it is delicious.
Alright, that is it for this recipe. As you saw, it was really simple, it was really quick. It is really tasty actually. Once you add the fruit and the powdered sugar, it's really nice and light, and it's a good treat. So if you ever want to make a quick dessert for a lot of people, it's also really easy. You can just double the recipe. If you follow my recipe, it's good for about 2 to 3 people, and if you double it, then you could feed about 4 to 6 people. And I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know how it goes for you. I will keep you updated. I will definitely post a picture once I make the dessert version on Instagram. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you next week. Bye!